We are good.
Thank you. Hello. It's so great to see your faces, and we are glad that you are here for this first annual Honors College meeting. This is a required meeting because we want to make sure that you guys are getting the same information across the board and that you understand what it is that you need to be doing as an Honors College student. And also, all those things we need to get to you, that information that you might be ignoring online or, or something to that nature. So we don't want to take up too much of your time. We hope that you stay for the majority of the meeting because we are going to hold you accountable for knowing the information that we provide you today. So with that, we have a few speakers lined up. I know Dr. Schlatt is going to talk to you first. And then we are going to have speakers from the residential hall, from our graduate school preparation program. IT is going to say something. We're going to hear some information from each of the members of the Honors College, and as well as our study abroad program. So, buckle up. Time to go. Dr. Schlatt.
Thank you very much. It's great to see all of you here today. My name is Dr. Schlatt. I'm the Executive Director of the Honors College, and I'm also the Director of National Affairs here at Central. Good to see some of you in the audience. I see quite a few people joining us online, and then we've got the one tomorrow evening as well. So I just want to give you a little bit of a state of the Honors College introduction, first of all. So did you know you're part of 318 other students at Central State University within the Honors College? 318 students. So you're part of something big. It's a growing movement here on campus, and really great to have you as part of our community. That you might notice is down a little bit from 370, 380 that we had before. That's because some students graduated, but also other students didn't meet the requirements, and they were subsequently removed from the Honors College, right? So I want that to be a cautionary tale. I want you to begin with the end in mind. Keep in mind everything you need to do to be successful. What our desire truly is in the Honors College is for you to be successful in all that you do. I want you to know that the things that we do are coming from a place of love and concern and a desire for every single one of you to succeed. So that's why we're holding events like this. Opportunities for you to know what to do, to move forward, and to be successful. So a couple of things that I wanted to touch on. We are going to create an Honors College Student Advisory Board. I would like to hear from the students so that we can have a really formalized way for you to come together, meet with me, share your concerns, that we can then move up the chain of command at Central State University and make this a better university for our students. Also make the Honors College better for our students, so that we're aware of your needs and things, ideas, and creative aspects that you have to make our college better. So if you're interested in that, you can email me, let me know that you're interested about serving on that board. I'm going to be looking for people who are active at the university, high GPA, working on their in-course honors projects, working on the curriculum, actively seeking out other scholarships and opportunities. I really want highly motivated and driven students on this advisory board. We can limit the numbers so not everybody will be able to participate. But this is another opportunity for you to involve, to have a title, to put something on your resume, to be part of the Honors College Student Advisory Board. Now, many of you are looking for opportunities to go to grad school and submit applications to grad and professional school. I just want you to know we gave you a handout in the back about maybe the process for starting that. But I want you to know that we're here for you to help prepare you for that. You'll hear from Mr. Sidney Williams later as well. He and I work well together to prepare you for those things. But as you do so, you need to be thinking about who's going to write letters for you to get into grad school. You need to be thinking about what experiences and opportunities you have. You're going to get into grad school, right? If you come out of here with honors, you're going to get into grad school. But you need to be paid to go to grad school. We need to be smart now. We need to set up a plan now for you to go get a graduate degree while they're paying you. And that can happen through assistantships, fellowships, grants, scholarships, etc. So that doesn't just happen. right? I don't know if any of you knew Rashawn Barksdale. He is at Syracuse University right now in their TV and media, one of the top programs in the country, if not the top program. That didn't just happen. He and I sat down, he had a plan, he executed the plan for a couple of years, we got together, worked on his resume and his application, and he got it. So we encourage you to be looking early on if you're interested in these things. So we come up with a plan and help you to get that paid for, okay? Recommendation letters, we get a lot of requests for recommendation letters from you. I do not ever do a general recommendation letter. I'm going to write each one specific to what you want to accomplish. And what I do, let's say it's a recommendation letter for grad school. You need to provide me with the actual grad school and a link to their website. So I go on and I look at their mission. And then when I write a letter for you to that grad school, I specifically mention the mission of that grad school in your letter and say, Nathan, and he exhibits your mission. He is perfect for you. Blah, 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 blah. And I look for the key words. And I list those key words that they're looking for. Okay? So you need to you need to do your own homework. You need to give me the information. And whoever you're asking these others for, the information like, what are they looking for? When is this due? To whom should the letter be addressed? And then I'm going to ask you for your resume. So if you don't have a resume, we need to start building one with you. Career Services can help, we can help. You need to have a resume so that I can go on in your resume and say, and Nathan had this experience and this leadership opportunity, etc. So we really need to be thoughtful about the letters that we do, not just do generic. We are professional coming out of the Honors College at Central State University. I want to drill that into every single one of you. You need to view yourself now as a professional. As you submitted your A-Course Honors Project applications, I did not see professionalism a lot. You messed up the spelling of your own name. You messed up email address, your own. You messed up a faculty member's email address. You misspelled faculty members' names. You didn't use capitalization in the form. These are not professional behaviors. Professional behaviors are taking the time to do things properly. I don't know what's going on with no capitalization, but we need to stop it. That's not what a professional does. Professionals write professionally with capitalization, and they take the time to make sure things are accurate. Now, why does that matter to me? Because hundreds of applications come in, and I have it automated, so it emails the professor immediately when you submit that application. And it says the professor's year, professor's last name. Remember on the form, I said only last name. Some people put the whole name. And then I put, thank you for supervising this in-course honors project, and it fills in your name, whatever you put on there. So if you misspelled your name, it's misspelled in the email address. I put the course that you put in there and all of that. So with, hundreds of applications coming in, if you didn't fill it out right, those are coming back, and then I have to do all of that manually. A lot of them. And then I have to go back and change it to the system as well. That's just a small example. Go ahead, please. That's just a small example. What I'm trying to do in terms of professionalism with each and every one of you is to give you opportunity. Whether it's opportunity here at Central or opportunity beyond. And in one of my textbooks, I included a section where it said, opportunity happens when who you know meets what you do. I've since expanded that since I wrote that chapter. Opportunity most likely comes. Now that doesn't mean it always happens this way, but most of the time, I think it does. Opportunity comes when who you know, what you know, and what you can do intertwine. So what we're trying to do for our curriculum and through all these things that we're offering for you is to help you become a professional who knows a great deal, who can do things, and who has a network. I want you to build your networks of people you know, people who can provide you with opportunities. That's what these projects are about. You get to know a professor. Maybe that professor knows somebody at a different university or in your particular field of study, and you need to tap into those networks. You need to go to career fairs. You need to go to our network opportunities, right? We have Honors College alumni visits. How many of you took advantage of coming to those and meeting with the alumni? That's building your network. You never know who is going to have an opportunity for you. okay? You never know who might have an opportunity for you, and you need to make connections with those people. We're also doing these projects so that you can build what you know and what you can do. What skills are you building? You know you need to have skills. So that's what you need to be thinking about. How can I develop my skills? And if you're not getting that in the classroom, you got to do it outside of the classroom. I need you developing skills in, in your field, so that then you can have the opportunity to say, hey, I know how to do that. I've done this before. I should go out there and do it. So with that, again, I want you to know we want you to be professional. In everything that you do, please represent us well. In dress, in speech, in writing, in behavior, in all of those things, because that's going to eventually provide you with these opportunities in the future. Again, thank you so much. All of us are here to support you, to help you in that path of being a professional, and I thank you so much for being a part of this. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Schlegg. And I hope you guys know, even if you're a freshman, he was talking to you too. All right, it's for all levels. You should be thinking about your next steps. So, some of my first slides, I hope that because you guys are here, most of you are already familiar with this. But if you don't already know this, then please tell someone. Okay, sorry, stuff's coming in on the chat. But, so please tell someone, make sure your peers who are also in Honors College know this information. I'm going to talk to you about communications and how we are trying to communicate with you. I'm going to talk to you about the spotlights and the shout-outs. I'm going to talk to you about a student survey that I'm going to ask you to complete. We're going to talk a little bit about the code of conduct, appropriate drugs, and lab use, and then we'll go from there. So the first few slides, hopefully these apps look familiar to you. If you have not already, you should really download the Alertus app and the D2L. It's called Pulse for some reason. I don't know why D2L has so many names, but it's under Pulse. Okay, D2L stands for Desire to Learn. Nobody told you that before. Because here's where you're going to be able to get information not only from the Honors College, but from your instructors. And then the Alertus gives you campus alerts. So if there's an emergency on campus, like an active shooter, then you will be aware of it and won't be walking around campus. Also, we have our D2L page, again, which I hope most of you are familiar with. If you are not, just know that you can access this through the Central State website in your student portal. When you go into our website, you'll see on the landing page, announcements, dates, those kinds of things. I'll tell you, all of the tabs are important, but the ones that you'll probably be in the most are the announcements, the calendars, the activity feed, and you should definitely check out the how to get started. The Outlook 365, there's all those tabs, content and all that. So the content, class list, course activities, and the tutoring are there. So even if you were curious if another student was in the Honors College or not, you could go to the class list technically and find a name. But I will tell you, please do not mass email people on your course list, okay? That's inappropriate. If there's something that you want to send out, you can let us know. And if it's related to the Honors College, you can use our group. We have under the content tab, all this information for you. Information such as who we are and how to contact us, in-course honors project. So if you need to provide information to your instructors, you can get that there. The earning honors designation. So if you want to walk across the state graduation with your medallions and you're not quite sure about what the requirements are, then you'll be able to go there. There's information for a tab where you can submit your spotlights and your shout-outs. When you want to be recognized, which you should want to be recognized. Why? Because we're trying to build your online presence. You want to be able to have somebody search your name, and it comes up with Honors College, Central State, this wonderful thing, okay? You want that to be at the top of the search window. So we want to help you with that. Honor Society, so if you're getting emails, maybe you got one from some company called Honor Society, and you're like, oh, I want $1 million, I wonder if I should join this. No, that particular one is a scam, don't do that one. But the ones that we recognize are listed there. So you can easily go there and find out which honor societies are currently active. Also, we have information about our student organizations. If you're interested in joining those, we have the Honor Student Organization and we have the International Honor Student Organization. Those are another way that you can get involved. And then we also have our Honors College Semester Event Newsletter, which you picked up in the back, and frequently asked questions. So you can be resourceful and you can start at our D2L to get answers to your questions. And then if you're still curious or you're still unsure, then you can also reach out to us. Here is how you connect the D2L calendar to your school Outlook calendar. Now, there's a lot of instructions here, and I'm going to be moving this slide in a minute, but if you have your phone out, you can take a quick picture of this. And then this way, whenever you're on your Outlook email or if you have the app downloaded, the Microsoft Outlook app, you'll see all the events. On our D2L page, I not only put the events that are in the back, but I also put student organization events. So again, if you know something that's going on, maybe you're on a leadership team somewhere, and you're like, hey, we're doing, I think somebody's doing like a poetry jam. That is on our calendar. So, feel free to reach out to me to add certain events to the calendar. They don't all have to be quote unquote academic, but they should be appropriate. And then again, just download the Microsoft Outlook app, and again, you'll be able to get your emails from your instructors as well as from us. And I know that can get overwhelming sometimes, but you can definitely set your notifications in such a way that you know you have an email that is not buzzing all the time, right? But you still want to be emailed. Join our group meeting. So here is your opportunity to connect not only with the Honors College and get real-time live information from us. So if there's a situation or something that's going on, we might, but we will, put that on the group meeting. If it's something that you need to get like right in there, we're not sure you're on D2L, we're not sure we're going to check your email in the next couple of seconds, then we will send it to you through text, which is kind of what this group meeting is, right? Now, we have had a couple students already post some things like Instagram pages to certain student organizations. We want you to be mindful of what you post. I would not suggest posting your personal Instagram account. We don't want anybody to get hacked or have any issues, and we don't want to overload the system with information that's not pertinent. But do feel free to, if you have something that is appropriate, you can share it here in the group as well. And if you don't get this, you can definitely get it in the back if the QR code is not working. We are on like every platform. Like and subscribe, all right? We are on Facebook, we're on Twitter, we're on Instagram, we're on LinkedIn. And when you get on LinkedIn, guess what? We just added our friends as the board of trustees, and we have other individuals like the president and the provost who follow us. So, and we follow them and share information. So anything that's going on, it's good for you to be on the LinkedIn. Blogspot is where we put our spotlights. We've got a TikTok now. We haven't put our first TikTok up yet, but be ready. And we have YouTube. So right now we need 1,000 subscribers on YouTube in order to get a personalized link. So please again, like and subscribe. And pass the word. It doesn't just have to be Honors College members. Tell your family. Have them like and follow us as well. So, you might have heard me talk about shout-outs, you might have heard me talk about spotlights. I know some of you in here might even have a spotlight done on you. I want you to know that if you do something that might seem or sound small, oh my gosh, I won this award, or I got this scholarship, but I don't think anybody really cares. We care, we want to post it. So let us know, you can go on there and you can let us know that, hey, I did this amazing thing, and then I'll get a picture from you. It does not have to be a professional headshot. And then I will post it, and it will go on all of our social media. I don't post it to D2L, but I can put it on all of our social media. A spotlight is a longer article about you. So let's say you've been doing some things, and you've got internships, and you've just been doing a lot, and you should be recognized because you're honors gold. You're gonna go ahead, you're gonna email me, again, you can use the link, and I'm gonna post those though with a professional headshot. Okay, so you would have to get your professional headshot. which we provide on this next slide here. So you see, you can contact Ms. Bree Matthews, she's in the back, I don't know who she is, she's a need back there. And she will help you with your professional headshots. We also have, save the date, February 21st to the 24th, we'll be doing professional headshots. Hopefully, you already got one, maybe with career services, but if you didn't, you can set up an appointment. We'll have 2 of these per, not semester, but per year. Okay, hopefully you're able to get this QR code. Like, all of you to get this QR code. This is to the survey. And I'm gonna send it out to you guys again in the email, just to make sure that you guys take it. It's only a few questions. But as a program manager, I don't know if I said that, I'm Sarah Jones, program manager, but honestly, I'm trying to have programming for you that works for you, and that helps you, and that supports you. So if you have an idea on something, or if something's not working for you, I need to know these things. So we'd like for you to fill out this survey so that I can get an idea of what kind of things we can bring to you. I see a couple of thumbs up, so I'm giving it a minute. Okay, I'm going to turn the topics just a little bit here. One thing is really important is, I don't know how many of you, how your life was culture-wise with your family, but one thing my parents always told me is that I represent them. You know, my name is currently Joan, but before it was Armstrong. So when I go out in the world, I'm representing the Armstrongs. When you go out in the world, wherever you go, you represent CSU and before you keep printing, okay? Then you have to order the toner, it takes a long time, you have to order paper. So just try to be more mindful of how you use your space. Take ownership and accountability, okay? And clean up after yourself. Even today, I went over to your multi-purpose lab, and I think it's great that the space is being used, but tables, chairs, everywhere, trash. Can you please just pick up after yourself? Other people are gonna come in there, you know, we're gonna have events and things in there. It's not fair to others to leave a space a mess. And then also, please do not park in the restricted areas. The numbered spots are paid spots for us staff, but also be mindful that the other spots are students. They're open to students, not to your friends. So let's say you have somebody coming to visit you and they park in those spots, they run the risk of getting their car towed. So please make sure that you do not park in the restricted areas and make sure you spread the word. And again, see something, say something. Say something to the person that is in the wrong. You don't have to get into a confrontation, you just politely let them know. And if you can, or if you know who they are, we would appreciate you letting us know, as well as letting Mr. Fry know if it's a residential issue, or Ms. Bree White, who is your RA there, one of your top RA, I forget the exact title, coordinator, there we go, thank you. So we want to make sure we would let people know, even if you want to do it, I don't know if you can do it anonymously, if you want to somehow do it anonymously, please let us know so we can do something about it. There are cameras in the residential hall, so. And then we just ask that you always have professional behavior. We hear from instructors sometimes that, you know, honors college students can be rude sometimes. We all know we're smart. I'm smart. We're all smart. We still need to be respectful of other people. Okay, that's a part of being in the world and interacting with others. So please be respectful of staff and faculty, even when you are upset. If you're getting like really upset, they're not helping you, you've said that you could, they don't seem to understand. If you've done what you could with the instructor or with that staff person, then at that point, you can go and you can follow a chain of command, okay? And we always should follow a chain of command. So if you have a problem with an instructor, you don't immediately turn around and go right to the provost. That's not how that works. You don't immediately turn around and go right to the dean. You have to follow a chain of command. It's not going to help your situation anymore to just jump to the top or jump to the conclusion. And if you're not sure on what that chain of command is, you've got Dr. Teresa Akins, who's your counselor, and you've got others in the staff who are here for you. We're dedicated to you and helping you. And also reach out individually to the person if you are having an issue. It's not appropriate to include or CC a bunch of different people in one email. Again, you're going to step on people's egos and it's going to cause a problem. So reach out to people individually, and then if you have prior permission to include or CC someone else, then that's when you would do that. Again, you can also check out our professional development tab on D2L. Which has some other information. We have a code of conduct. We want to make sure that you're following this code of conduct. Here it is right here. I'm not going to read it all in its entirety. It is online. But do know that if you violate the code of conduct, you can lose things like your scholarship and your residency in the honors hall. And we don't want you to lose that. We want to keep you here, we want to help you, we want to help you get to graduation, we want to help you to get beyond that. We want to help you with your careers and all of those things. Let us do that for you. And with that, we're going to have some information from the residential halls from Bree, your RA coordinator. Can you hear me? Not hear me? Okay. Okay, sorry. Okay, so my name is Ms. Bree White. Ms. White, I'm the area
Johns. So that includes Harry Johns Hall, Fox Hall, and the new apartments over West Village. My email is bwhite1, if you guys need that. So I supervise 16 RAs, and they're all up through all three buildings. And so I'm gonna have them come up here, and they're gonna talk about some do's and don'ts of the residential halls. If you have any questions, then we'll answer them after they go through the list, okay? So, Nala, Minnie, and Dario.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Shantaya Green, or as the residents know me, Minnie. I'm an RA for the second floor for the West Village Apartments.
Good day, everyone. My name is Dario Russell. I am the resident advisor for RA John, second floor.
Hi, everybody. My name is Nana Smith, and I'm the RA on the third floor of the Leslie Apartments.
So today, like we said, we're going to be talking about the code of conduct. So first things first, we're going to be talking about roommate and suite mate agreements. So for the apartments specifically, there are only doubles and singles. If you don't have a roommate in that double, you're not able to utilize both spaces. And for the roommate agreements, roommate and suite mate agreements, you are to return those at a timely manner. We would always say by the end of the day or the next day or maybe Friday if your roommate isn't available.
Cleanliness of the rooms and chair spaces, this room's just right over that, but we just want to reiterate, like, this is not just your home. You are sharing a space with other people, especially the laundry rooms. Not only Harry Johns uses Harry Johns laundry room, other people within West Village can use that laundry room, so be mindful of trash, because that can also detract rodents and cause a bigger problem for the hall. So just remember that to be clear in every way that you conduct your daily lives.
Next, I'm going to talk about the IDs and the propping the doors open to get in the buildings, which also goes hand in hand with alert us. It's unsafe to leave the doors open or to stick the rugs in the doors to get people to come into the building. And you never know when it will be an emergency situation. So you just want to be as safe as possible. Go to the Lionel Wilson admin building and get your IDs fixed so that you have access to your building at all times.
The next thing is the laundry room. So unfortunately, they did take the CSC pay out of the dryers, and we do not have working dryers on the second floor in the apartments, and I believe both the dryers and the washers work on the third floor. So in Fox and Harry Johns, there is no app on the dryers anymore. They are coming to replace the single dryers in Fox and Harry Johns, and they're coming to replace the stack dryers as well. So if you need to wash or dry, it's okay that you come over to the apartments or want to go to a different building because you all live in West Village.
Okay, the next one has been a big issue recently, and that's parking. You are not allowed to park in the slots that has numbers on them. They are for people that pay or for professional staff. So please keep that in your head. And when you say park, I tell you can't really be upset with them because we are keep like reiterating the point that you cannot park there, you cannot park there, you cannot park there. So just keep that in mind that you cannot park. And then in the front of Harry Johns and Fox, that's in the parking zone, that's loaded zone. You have to take it to the car for like 10 minutes short, but to keep your car parked there, when it gets towed, there's nothing that's like taken because we have been warning you guys for that. And if there's a fire alarm and emergency, the police or the fire officials have to come, they go to your car, and there's nothing that resident can do. So just be mindful when it comes to where you're parking your car and how long you're staying in the front of the buildings.
The next thing is quiet hours. During the week, quiet hours start at 10 p.m. And you want to make sure that you respect that because a lot of people do homework late at night, the computer lab is being used that late. You just want to respect other people. And on the weekends, quiet hours start at midnight.
Well, I can just jump right to RA applications, so there's a lot of information about the RA applications that you guys should know. So if you're interested in being a residential advisor for Res-Like for the 2023 to 2024 school year, the applications end and close approximately at 5 p.m. on February 16th. If you went to the RA informational, you would have gotten all this information. On Handshake, it says February 18th. You need a GPA of 2.7, but since you guys are honors, I'm assuming you are way above that. You need a 2.7 for the semester, and for your cumulative, you need to be in good standing academically and have no judicial issues or anything like that. You also need a resume, a cover letter. I recommend when you start your cover letter, you say your residence life, and the first paragraph should start with who you are, where you're from, a little bit of background. Second paragraph should be why you want to be an RA, and the third one should be why you feel like you would be a good RA, pertaining to what skills you have that you can bring to any other job, and it doesn't have to be a very long cover letter. You also need a letter of recommendation. It cannot come from your RAs or any RAs on campus. It cannot come from your hall coordinator, and it can't come from any Res-Like staff at all. So you can get it from your teacher or a coach, or if you're in band, your band instructor, anything like that. Also, you need your unofficial transfer to understand that you guys are freshmen, so it won't be your official. So just go to your self-service, and you can take a screenshot of the full page, or you can download it as a PDF. Also, I recommend that you put a photo of yourself so they just know who you are, just in case they see you all the time and you speak to their life.
Okay, so I'm gonna talk about appropriate discussions for the group meeting. Ms. Jones kind of talked about it in her presentation as well, but just be, as I said, be mindful that not everyone comes from the same background, so what you may think is appropriate to say to me, it may not be appropriate to say to someone else. Also be mindful that Ms. Reason was most of the group chat, so it's like, be professional at all times. No one's watching you. If you want to find your RA was receiving the group chat, cursing and carrying on, she would not want you obviously on her team or anyone in that situation. Just be mindful of where you are at all times, and you don't know who's watching, and your representation of yourself, your representation of your country, your representation of any organization you're part of. So just be mindful of what is being said in the group meetings. And if you feel as if you can't express yourself professionally, go to an RA and tell them like how you feel that they can relay the message, maybe mostly in a more appropriate manner than you did. So that's something to be mindful of.
The last thing is maintenance concerns. Yes, we do live in the buildings as RAs, but we don't see everything. Sometimes the dryer may be down, we don't know. So in our do not replies in our emails, you can always report a maintenance concern on your own, but if you feel like maintenance isn't coming fast enough, or it may be an emergency with your toilet, let our RA or your RH know. That way we can make sure maintenance gets out and fixes it.
The last thing we want to talk about are lockouts. So unfortunately, we only have 3 master keys for the new apartments. However, we do still have the original master keys for Fox and Henry Johns. So say you were to get locked out and you live in the apartment. We as RAs do not have a master key as of yet separately as easily as we can get access to one for Fox and Henry Johns. However, we have to call Ms. Bree, or we have to call Mr. Fry, or we have to call Mr. Sims, and they have to walk over or drive over if Ms. Bree is unavailable at the moment. Also, we want to let you guys to know that you have to keep up with your keys. The first time that you get locked out, I believe it's $5. $5 the first time you get locked out, and it just keeps going up at that point.
Well, if you have to replace a key, it does
Yeah.
cost to replace a key.
Oh, and if you live in a suite, for example, Harry Johns or Fox, and you lose your key, you're not only replacing your key, you have to replace your key and everyone else's, because it's mostly only one copy, and the doors have to be changed for the locks and everything. The same goes for residents that live in an apartment, you have to change you and your roommate's key as well as the main door. Thank you, everybody.
Do you guys have any questions? It's not. Okay, perfect. Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Then we have some honors college members there, so you guys want to be RAs, make sure you take that information in. So we've got to do like the first half of like information, okay? So if you're tired, maybe real quick, stand up, stretch your arms, stretch your legs while we wait on Mr. David Shaker to come up. He's going to talk to us just a little bit about IST. Oh, I'm sorry, one more thing. Come on, let's go. This is all important information. I want you guys to hear it out.
Okay, so any of you that live in the new apartments, tomorrow maintenance will be coming by to change all the locks in the building. So I just want to make you aware of that. If you're living outside your door, or you can't get in, then that's because they're changing the locks, okay?
All right, Mr. Shaker.
Good morning, Honors College. My name is David Schaefer. I am the desktop support manager for the Marauder IT services. Desktop support doesn't work a whole lot with students with their computers. But where you will see us will be in classroom technology and in the technology in the dorms. The new honors dorm has a bunch of brand new technology in it. Really excited to see you guys using it and to work with it. We did a complete refresh of the technology in here at Johns, and we were working on setting up a lab in John Fox. As has been said, if you see something, say something in the labs. Please, if something's broken, a key doesn't work on the keyboard, a mouse no longer clicks, let us know so we can fix it right away. We will be doing periodic checks in the labs, but if we get those reports in a timely manner, we can come and fix it. And I would much rather fix several things, make small trips, fix several small things, than to suddenly have an entire lab down because it never got recorded. Also, I am looking for student workers. When I first started here last February, we had a group of student workers working for us. All of them were honor students. I previously worked at the University of Dayton, worked with student workers there, and I have to say that the honor students we had for student workers here at Central State were the best student workers I have ever worked with in my life. So, if you are a computer science major, if you are a management of information systems major, if you know how to plug an HDMI cord into an HDMI cord, if you can plug a USB cable in on 3 or fewer tries, stop by Newsom, basement, room 10 or 11. You'll speak with Ms. Amber or Ms. Tan. They will take your information and we will reach back out to you. Just one thing to keep in mind is we can only take work study at this time. So if you are work study eligible and you would like to work for IT, especially if you're in one of those technology majors and you want to get a little experience under your belt, by all means, stop by room 10 or 11, basement of Newsom, and we'll get you in, and I will definitely put you to work.
Thank you. Now I have to stand up with the details. Okay. Okay, my slides are a little out of order, but I don't know how to make this thing go down. Okay, here we go. My slides are a little out of order, but I'm going to call now Mr. Sidney Williams Esquire. He is going to come and talk to you, and I don't know if Ms. Tracy Coleman's also picking up, but he's going to come and talk to you about the graduate school preparation program and their upcoming events.
Good morning. My name is Sidney Williams. As stated, I'm the director of the Graduate School Preparation Program. And what my office is responsible for is for those of you that are interested in graduate school, helping you succeed to get into graduate school and to be successful and to matriculate through graduate school. We offer personal statement development. We offer the selection of graduate school, which some people think is easy, but actually it's not, because we want to make sure that we're getting a good fit for you, not only for the program, but also for the area that you're going to be in. Many of my students, for example, want to go to law school, they're going to say Howard University, but they're not taking into consideration the cost that's associated with Washington, D.C., and there are about almost 388 approved law schools. So we'll just go down to the nitty-gritty to help you. We'll help you with a personal statement. In addition to that, my office also helps with the preparation, where if you need help with the MCAT preparation, or if you need help with the LSAT preparation, we help in those other areas as well. The one thing that I just want to point out to you, all of you are obviously very smart. But the one thing that you have to remember, as I read an article from the CEO, is that this CEO for a Fortune 100 company said, when I'm hiring someone, I look for 3 items: attitude, ability, and adaptability. And while you're smart, if you think that you have nothing to learn, that's going to be your downfall. I have helped many students into law school, many students into medical school, and other professional schools. And what I want to tell you is just as many as that I've helped into these graduate school programs, there are many 3.7, 3.8, 4.0 students that did not make it into graduate school. And part of that is attitude. It's the attitude of thinking that I have arrived. We do a very good job at Central State of making sure that we tell you that you love, we care about you, and that at times that we tell you that you are the best. Sometimes that is taken to your head, and that can again lead to your downfall. You always have to have an open attitude of learning how there are different things that may be different from you, and how you want to do things. You're just listening to us so that we can come to a compromise to get you into the best place that you need to be. In addition to that, I also want to tell you that if you're interested in graduate school, it does not really start in your junior year. It starts your freshman year. If you're trying to get into medical school, just in short, medical school requires that you have research work under you. It also requires that you have job shadowing or shadowing a physician. In addition to that, we want to make sure that we have your entire summer for your junior year in preparation for the MCAT. It means making sure that your courses are in order. Because of the way our biology curriculum is scheduled, biochemistry comes in the spring semester of your senior year if you're a bio major. Well, guess what? When you're studying for the MCAT, that during the summer and junior year, biochemistry is actually part of that refresher course. So that means that you're going to have to make adjustments to your schedule so that you can have this, and you can be successful for graduate school. So we're here to help you, and we just want you to come with a positive attitude. We will have a positive attitude to help you succeed, and to help you do the development that you're going to need to get to these programs. And as I always tell all of my students, remember one thing: you're not competing just with the students here at Central State. You're competing from students from Hampton, Howard, Spelman, Morehouse, University of Dayton, Wright State, Harvard, Yale, Dartmouth. So of all the universities and colleges there are in the country, these are the students you're competing with on a day-to-day basis as your applications are being reviewed. And we're here to help you. Thank you.
Oh my goodness, so much great information. Okay, we are now going to have Ms. Wendy Hayes, and she is going to talk to you through Zoom. Thank you.
Good morning. Can you hear me? Good morning. Can you hear me? Okay. Again, my name is Wendy Hayes. I represent the university as the liaison for honors and international international student affairs. Please forgive me, I just rushed back. I had to make a run to the restroom, so I do apologize. I will be covering the enrollment process. Within that process, how to go about requesting a room change, and also the judicial process. Please, if you have any questions, please put them in the chat and I will try to address them as you send them, as well as I'll also be covering the living learning community. So it's the part of the enrollment process, there's actually two processes, one for the fall and one for the spring. Because we are in the spring term, I will be addressing the process for the fall. It has five, I'm sorry, please go back. After I review these processes or these steps with that are a part of the fall enrollment process, I will talk about the living learning community, and at the end, I will address the judicial process. Thank you. So step one of the process, it begins in March, and for freshmen, you will receive schedule advisement through the Undergraduate Student Success Center. So your original fall enrollment was the Student Success Center. New incoming freshmen will, if you are on the call, you will be scheduled for your classes through the Undergraduate Student Success Center. For upperclassmen, which includes sophomores, that duty will transfer to your academic advisor based on your major. If you have not declared one, then that advisement will come either through the Undergraduate Student Success Center or CHAS, the College of Humanities, Arts, and Social Sciences. Step two, residence life. You want to apply for housing. There is a lottery system. So for continuing students, you will participate in the lottery system. For incoming freshmen, your room assignment is administratively assigned. So Residence Life will make that assignment. For continuing students, as I said, it is the lottery system. You can apply for housing, but you will not be able to complete the process until you are enrollment cleared. Your access to the housing portal comes from Residence Life. And I do appreciate the fact that Mr. Fry is in the audience. So if I am speaking out of turn or incorrectly, I am inviting you in advance, Mr. Fry, to come to the podium. For honor students, your scholarship is based on double occupancy. Those of you who are trustee scholars and presidential scholars, your scholarship is based on double occupancy. So if you desire a single room, that is an additional cost that you will have to pay for out of pocket. Requests for room changes. These are also administered through the Office of Residence Life. An announcement is sent the third week of classes. You typically will have 1 week to complete the application and submit it to Residence Life. After that period, that submission period, you will no longer have an opportunity to request a room change. Next slide. Step 3, financial aid. You have to complete a FAFSA. So if you completed the FAFSA for October last year, that's fine for this spring, but you will have to do it again. It's an annual activity. You will have to do it again, and it opens on October the 1st. So please keep a mental note of that. Every October 1, you need to complete the FAFSA form. As a part of that financial aid step, you want to check your account. You can get to your account through your student portal. If you go to the university's webpage, in the upper right-hand corner of that page, you will find a tab that you can click on to get to the self-service link. Once you're in your account, you can check your scholarships. So you will need your student ID and your university email in order to access this information. So make sure that you have that before you click those links. You want to confirm your scholarships and do that in advance of meeting with your financial aid officer. To save $815 each semester, you will want to complete the healthcare waiver. I have provided the link below. It is a separate link. It is not a part of Banner. You have to upload your proof of insurance. Your proof of insurance is submitted based on whether or not you are a part of your parents' insurance or your legal guardian. So if you can document, if you can find that document, and it's as simple as an insurance card that has your name on it, copy and paste that into the link that is provided here on this page. And if you have any questions about that, feel free to contact me, and my contact information will be at the end of this presentation. The other reason that you will need to do that outside of saving your bill, the $815 each semester, is that you want to make sure that if you are sick during your time at Central State, that information is already on record. This also is an annual step. You have to submit your proof of insurance every fall, and it is good for the entire year. You won't have to do it again for the spring. Step 4, cash management. You will need to set up a payment plan if you have a balance. So those of you who are not full rides, you don't have outside scholarships to match your honor scholarship or your athletic scholarships, you will need to set up a payment plan. Until that is done, you are not considered enrollment cleared. you will need to have that step completed for enrollment clearance, which also goes back to housing and allows you to choose or select your room from the housing lottery. Also a part of the cash management office, and one of the things that they provide is the opportunity to purchase a parking pass. Ms. Jones touched on this earlier. You will need to purchase a parking pass or you will be ticketed and towed at your own expense. I know from experience being a parent of a student, a Central State student, that it is not cheap to have your car towed. A minimum of $150, and that is just to get your car out of tow. That does not include the ticket. So please make sure that you purchase a parking pass. And that was 3 years ago, so I'm sure it's more than $150 now. Next slide, please. How is all of this information communicated? Through your Central State University email. That is the primary source of finding all very important information that the university wants you to know. You should be monitoring your email at least once a week. If you are not doing that, you are probably missing some very important information and announcements. We also utilize D2L, Navigate, and there's always posters all over the university, especially in the residence halls. So just pay attention and read, students. We know you can do it. I am always irritated when a student tells me that they were not aware. You were not aware because you are not paying attention. So we need you to do that. Next slide, please. Location of major offices. The Norman E. Ward Center, which is located right on the corner of the campus across from Speedway. It includes the admissions office, the financial aid office, cash management, and the registrar's office. All of them are located on the ground floor. The University Student Center houses the Marauder Leadership and Engagement and Student Government offices. Those are on the first floor behind the information desk. So if you come in the main entry and go around to your right and circle all the way around to your right, you can't miss it. On the second floor, you will find the Office of Student Affairs, the Dean of Students, and Career Suite. So you will, if you go past the President's Dining Hall, that first office on your right, down that hallway is the Student Affairs office. And if you continue past the open area where you can see down into the main lobby or out into the parking areas outside the university, you will run right directly into the suite that houses the Dean of Students and Career Services. Foundation Hall 2 houses the Office of Residence Life. This is where you want to report information about repairs and any other issues that are going on in the halls if you cannot reach your resident hall assistant or coordinator. The facilities building is located right across from the McPherson Stadium, which also houses the mail room. So that's where you're going to pick up your mail. If you have not found that area yet, that's where all your mail is going. So if you haven't received any mail, that's why, because they will not deliver it to the residence halls. Moving on to the living learning community. The purpose of the living learning community is to create an environment that supports academic success and growth socially, emotionally, and spiritually. What kinds of activities are planned? Well, I'm glad you asked. We engage in community service, We also plan, along with career services and the academic house, activities and exploration sessions, things that will help you be more successful professionally and in your everyday life. Everyone needs to understand how to handle their money. So when you hear about financial literacy workshops, that's a part of what we are trying to make sure that you are exposed to. We have had many or several career exploration sessions. I am sad to say, or sad to report, that a lot of our students have not taken advantage of them, but a lot of them are now recorded and on the website. You have access to them. So please let us know if you are interested in finding out more information about the college that you are a part of. Are students part of the planning process? Absolutely. We have formed, I think we're in the second year now of the Honor Student Association. I serve as the advisor, the primary advisor, along with Ms. Jones, and the current president is Jeremy Jackson. Through this organization, we try to incorporate the pulse of what the students are interested in. So if you are not a part of this organization, please consider joining. And if you have some ideas, but you still are not a part of the organization, I am here to hear what you have to say. We want to make sure that your experience at Central State is as fulfilling as possible. So we want to know and want to hear the ideas that you have. The Student Code of Conduct, judicial process. I wanted to make sure that we covered this because typically what happens is students who find themselves in this process or in violation of a student code of conduct, the first thing that they will say is, I didn't know. So this presentation takes away that excuse for you students. Those that are not participating this morning will not be able to use that excuse either. Ignorance of the law, as they say, is no excuse. And so you're about to hear what the law says according to Central State University. The purpose of the judicial process is to create an environment that fosters civility, which is respect for yourself, others, and the university. So how did you find yourself in violation of the Student Code of Conduct? Well, first you have to know what some of the behaviors are. And the ones that are listed here under the zero tolerance behaviors are the worst of the worst. What does that mean? You will immediately be interimly suspended from the university if you are found in violation of any of these behaviors. Alcohol use, possession, use, or distribution of drugs, and that includes marijuana for those students who are from states where it is legal. It is not legal in the state of Ohio. Weapons, firearms. Are you in possession of those? If you have some, send them home. Please send them home. Physical violence. Are you in a fight? Have you helped or contributed to someone getting into a fight? Tampering with fire detectors. This is the one that most students always say that they were not aware of. Students, my office is in Johns Hall, room 109. And the second week back at school, the fire department had to be called to the hall. And typically what that means is that someone has been smoking in their room or in the bathroom, and they have attempted to cover up the fire detector, put damp cloths at the bottom of the doors, and open up the window. This is a no tolerance policy, students, and you will be internally suspended for it. It is against the law to tamper with fire detectors. And then the very last one is Title IX violations, which are sexual assault and or domestic gender violence. Every staff and faculty member is a required reporter. What does that mean? If we find out, even if it's through the grapevine, that something has occurred that falls under the title of Title IX, of a Title IX violation, we are required by law to report it to our Title IX office. If you are a part of that, you will be interimly suspended. What is the process? How does the process work? You will be notified by the Dean of Students' Office of the alleged violations and the date of your judicial hearing. On that date, you will meet with the Judicial Committee, of which I am a part. So there's no escaping. We will review the evidence presented. We will interview you and any related witnesses that you may have submitted on your behalf. A decision will then be made after the hearing, and you will be notified by the Dean's office of the consequences. If you are found responsible, you will be suspended, up to suspension and or expulsion from the university. There are other consequences that can be imposed, but this is the worst: suspension or expulsion. What we find is that students don't fully comprehend that there are consequences that will affect their education, their ability or their access to education. And if you are suspended, the minimum suspension is 1 semester, but it could be more than that. It could be a whole year. We do not want that to happen. It is not something that we seek to do. So what we really want is to prevent it from happening. So this is why this topic is a part of the presentation. And of course, Ms. Jones already addressed the impact on your membership to the Honors College and related privileges. That's all I have. If you have any questions at all, please do not hesitate to contact me. I am currently not physically on the campus, but you can, if you send me an email, I always respond. So please do that, and I hope and I wish you all a wonderful semester.
I want you to make sure that you sign in and know that we're going to be doing this meeting again tomorrow at 7 p.m. So if you can, log on and get the first half of information, because again, we're holding you all accountable. Dr. Schleck wants to say a couple words, and then we're going to move to Dr. Oguchi, who is online, and then we'll end up with your counselor, Dr. Akins.
I just want to thank Mrs. Hayes, just gave you an update. Mrs. Hayes, for that great information. It's really important that you understand university processes here and that you're educated and know how to follow those processes. It can get very frustrating. I don't want to lose you just because the process might be difficult. One thing I really want to stress to each of you is that you need to be tracking your account. You need to be logging in consistently and checking, and each semester making sure that you know the appropriate amount for each of your scholarships that needs to be applied. Okay, educate yourself. Honors.centralstate.edu. You look at the scholarship, you look at your GPA. If you have questions about how much your scholarship should be each semester, you can reach out to me or Dr. Akins or Mrs. Hayes. We can let you know exactly how much you're supposed to be getting, but you need to follow that. Another thing I wanted to reiterate was the marijuana rule on campus. You're living with other people. I don't want to smell that garbage. I don't want to be around that garbage. I don't want that to dull my senses. That's me. I hope you're respectful of other people. I hope also that you don't do it. I hope you find other ways to make yourself the best person that you could possibly be. And that's through intellectual development, spiritual development, social development, and physical development. And a lot of times those things, drug use, drug abuse, undermines many of those areas of being the best and most virtuous person you could possibly be. So please, let's find other ways. And you never know what you might be ingesting or taking into your body. I've seen and I've experienced the dangers of what you could potentially do to yourself, to your health, and your future. So I want you to be careful, and I want you to be the best person that you can be. That's why these policies and procedures in place. Again, we care about you. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Bushi.
All right, thank you, everyone. It's my pleasure to be with you today to talk to you about your study abroad opportunities. All right, let me introduce you to our office. We are the Center for International Education, and this office is run by me and Miss Jennifer Hathaway. She's the program coordinator. And what we do here is we conduct faculty-led study abroad programs. Those programs are led by our faculty. They come to our office and talk to us, saying we are interested to take a group of students to a certain country, which is part of a course they are teaching. And we work with them to do that. Also, we have independent study abroad programs. Those are for individual students. They come to our office and say, I would like to spend a semester or a summer abroad studying in a certain country. And we have few students doing that. This past spring semester, we had students going to South Korea. We're having students planning to go to China next year. So that's the type of program that we call independent study abroad programs. Also, we provide services to our international students. That means in the form of I-20s, so they can get their visa and come to campus. Also, some of the, any on-campus work they have to do, we do the paperwork for them regarding that. And also, we take care of the Fulbright foreign language instructors. I don't know how many of you are taking a foreign language. Every year, we bring 2 or 3 instructors from different countries, usually from China to teach Chinese, from Russia to teach Russians. And we used to bring someone from an Arabic country to teach Arabic, but now we have a full-time professor who teaches Arabic. And we have someone this year from Tanzania, she's teaching Swahili. If you are interested in her program, she has in term B, the cultures of Tanzania. So I encourage you to sign up for it. All right, next slide, please. So why should you think to study abroad? Well, there are quite a few reasons for that. One of them is to develop intercultural competencies. So this way you learn about other cultures firsthand. You can immerse yourself in that country's culture. Definitely, if you do a study abroad program, this will advance your career, believe me. If you put that in your resume and you say, I went and spent a semester or I did a study abroad with a faculty somewhere, that will draw the attention of the person interviewing you for that particular job. And then that will make you one of the global citizens that is needed in this world. Next slide, please. All right, so the types of study abroad we have, as I said earlier, we have the faculty-led programs. They are short-term, 1 to 2 weeks, and it's led by, of course, our university and enrolled by our faculty and our own students. And we have the independent study abroad programs, as we mentioned. You go away for a semester or a summer, and a lot of these programs are managed through a third-party program provider we contract and work with. All right, next slide, please. Now, you may ask, how can I pay for this? So since the study abroad program is part of your academic endeavor, so you can pay for it from your financial aid. There are also scholarships available for study abroad programs, whether it's Frederick Douglass, some organizations provide that, like Diversity Abroad. Also, you can apply through Boren Awards. This is for learning a language in a foreign country. There are quite a few of those. So if you are interested, you always can stop by our office so we can talk to you about those funding resources. And of course, you can use your own funds to support that program. Next. So these are examples of some of the study abroad programs we had. This one led by Dr. Giddings in Guyana, South America. We have this program running this spring semester, after the spring semester is over. So if you're interested, please contact us and we'll take you through the process of applying for it. All right, this one is to India. We every year also we have a program that goes to India led by Dr. Krishna. Next, please. And the business department a few years ago, before the pandemic, they had a program to China. They took some of their students there. Next. And this is one of our graduated students, Lee. He went to and spent a semester at the University of Nicosia in Cyprus, and it was a very wonderful experience of his, to the point that now our water resources department has some kind of research programs with that university over there. Next. So also those are some slides of students who spent a summer program abroad. This is Aaron Quick, he one of our graduates who went into that program in summer 2019 before the pandemic. Next. And so currently we have 4 programs running. They are listed on our website. If you go to the university website, click on academics and look up our Center for International Education. And then there you can see a link to all the study programs we have. So currently we have programs to India, France, Guyana, and Dominican Republic. All right. So if you click on the faculty-led programs on our webpage, that will give you a lot of information, and there's a form you can fill out, and that information comes to us, and we'll be in touch with you regarding any of these programs. Next. Oh, okay, we're done. All right, if you have any questions, we can answer them later in this session. Thank you, everyone.
Good morning. I am going to go over fall enrollment process, which was already briefly touched on. We're just going to go a little bit more into it. We're going to look at graduation process for seniors, look at scheduling a little more deeply, just so you know what to expect for scheduling, requesting and instructors' cooperation with the Honors Project, their assistance, and just look at things a little more in depth so you know what to expect for the rest of the semester and into the fall semester. I segue from study abroad is to talk about international honors and the International Bazaar. International Bazaar is scheduled for April 6th. If you are studying abroad for spring break, or you are from the Bahamas or another country, we want you to participate in the International Bazaar on April 6th. We are having an informational meeting on Thursday, February 16th. I'm sending that out to the contacts I know would be eligible for international honors. If I don't get that information to you and you are eligible, please contact me so that we can get that set up for you. Coming to the first informational meeting is not a commitment to participate, it's just an informational meeting, and then we can talk about your participation. International Honors is a designation in the Honors College, just like Honors in the Major and General Education Honors. So we want you to participate to get that additional fourth designation for Honors College. If you have any more questions, let one of us know, and we're happy to answer that. So looking at registration for fall classes. Registration for fall classes opens on March 6th. That's the first day of registration. Please note that the earlier you begin to register, the more likely it is to get the classes that you want. When you wait longer to register, it's more difficult to get those classes and you're more likely to get shut out. March 27th through March 31st is Handle Your Business. That's the process Mrs. Hayes was talking about. So you may have you need to start that process early and get that process done so we don't have those issues that we had in fall semester where everybody was rushing to try to get Handle Your Business done and was having to stay late in the semester, not able to move out because they were afraid they weren't able to come back in spring semester. So let's get that process done early with the steps that Mrs. Hayes talked about. If you have any issues, please come and see us as part of the membership has its privileges in Honors College, and we're happy to help. April 7th, last day to register for fall. There is a $300 fee if you don't register before that date, and also you have summer classes, that's the last day without that $300 fee, and again, you will get shut out if you don't register early. Remember that you have to pay for summer classes out of pocket. Generally, your FAFSA money, your financial aid does not cover summer classes, and neither do your Honors College scholarships. Graduation this year is scheduled for May 13th. May 12th is the last day to move out of dorms, residence halls, so you need to keep that in mind as well. I wanted to talk about scheduling that begins on March 6th. This should not be a surprise to you, scheduling and how to calculate GPA and all of that, so I wanted to go over it very quickly with everyone. First of all, you should not have a problem looking for the course calendar. Everything you need to find all of this information is on the registrar's part of the website. So if you go to centralstate.edu, go to academics, and then go to registrar, you will see, first of all, the course catalog, or the course, you see the academic calendar. So when you go to the 2022-2023 spring academic calendar, you see all of the relevant dates for the academic year. You'll see when the last day for withdrawal is, the different percentages that you end up paying for withdrawal from school. All of the days for interim and midterm grades are all there, so there's no surprises. And if you need those dates for any official proceedings, all of those are written down for you, and you can find everything without having to ask. So all of those dates are there for you. Also on the registrar's website is the course catalog. You'll actually see the PDF with the picture right there when you click on course catalog, and all of the policies for academics are listed in that course catalog. So you can use that course catalog to your benefit for scheduling. What you should be doing with scheduling is you should be looking ahead in your specific discipline to look at what you should be studying per semester. So if you go to business, and I'm not sure, can we? If you go to the course catalog for your discipline, you can actually look, and there's a schedule, a study, kind of a plan for everybody's course schedule. So if you are in business administration, you actually go to business administration, enter your concentration, and it will tell you what you should be studying in the spring of your freshman year, what you should be studying in the spring of your sophomore year, and you check off the classes that you've taken. And then you should know when you go to your advisor, this is about what I want my schedule to look like. And then there are no surprises when you go to your academic advisor. Remember, up until 60 credit hours, you go to the academic advising, USSC, and that's the academic advisor if you're a freshman that you were assigned at the very beginning. Those advising assignments have changed a little bit because of some changes over in academic advising. But they'll tell you who you're supposed to see. After 60 credit hours, you go to your department. So if you're in business, you go to the College of Business. If you're in Chaz, if you're in fine arts or humanities, you go to Chaz, and they're going to give you your advisor after 60 credit hours. If you have any questions about that, we're happy to answer and help you with that. Go back. Something I want to point out, or a few things I want to point out on here. If you'll look at the very top, and I can't see it, but up on top where it says in the orange, right next to there, you're going to see how honors credit for a class is awarded. So you're going to see the class name with the honors credit next to it. And that's how you look for your honors credit when it's issued after the semester ends. Keep in mind, it takes a few weeks for that honors credit to go on. All of the honors credit for fall has now been issued, so you can look on your unofficial transcript on your self-service portal for that. And I also wanted to show you, this is how all of your schedules should appear on your transcript. And look at how your grades should appear. So when you see an A, you'll see how much the class was worth. And then remember, A's are worth 4 points, B's are worth 3 points, C's are worth 2 points, and you'll see when you get an A in a class times the credit hours, it's 4 times 3 is 12. Everybody see how that works? Then you go to calculate your GPA, which is the next form. You can actually, if you can take a picture of this form if you want, because I don't know if those links work for you. I can send those links out, I guess. But you can see you can calculate your GPA very easily for the semester because it is simply your grades times the number of credit hours, and then your total number of credits, and then you divide those two numbers to get your total GPA. And you can do that for your all of your credits as well. And if you take a picture of that, there's directions on the top of the page. To approach the professor for help with the project, and it was mentioned before to be very professional about this. And if you're in an online class and you can't see that professor face to face, again, make sure you're very professional in that email. We don't want anybody to go up, hey, can you help me with an honors project? This should be a very professional meeting. Make sure you're dressing up. Make sure you're using proper language, and it's a very professional meeting. Office hours are a good time to meet your professor, and not when they're very time pressed right before a class or right after a class when they're on their way to another class. Schedule a meeting would be the perfect opportunity, and make sure it's a time when they're very receptive to the message. We're asking for their help. We're not telling them they have to help. And we're seeing if they have ideas and how they can help you get this done. And we're definitely giving them a chance to say no. We're not pressing any of these professors into helping. If they ask for or they don't understand what an honors project is, you can definitely direct them to the Honors College website. There's links for what an 8 course honors project is and what the requirements are. You can definitely direct them to Dr. Schlag and to me, and we're happy to help with that. We've done that in the past without a problem. And if they are not receptive, move on, go to another professor and thank them for their time, even if they do not help you. All right, I think that's it. Is there anything else? I should have said that. You have to be enrolled in a course that you are seeking honors credit in. So when you're doing something, you're doing research in a lab or anything like that. It has to apply to your current course. So we have a lot of students that say, I'm doing research and I want honors credit for it. Well, that's fine, but if we don't have something to apply it to, we don't have anything to put honors course and then honors next to it on your transcript. It has to apply. So if you need help finding a course to apply it to, please let us know. But generally, even if you could write a statement or a paper in the class that you want to apply it to and say, this is how that applies to this class, and this is what I'm doing, or you can do a project to make it apply. That's fine, but you can't just say, hey, I want honors credit for this, what I'm doing. So I hope that makes sense, but we can't just give you general honors credit for something you're doing or you have been doing unless you can have a meeting with that professor and say, hey, this is what I'm doing, this is how it applies to this course, and will you help me translate it to the course that I'm in and seeking honors credit in. It is a requirement to meet with me every semester as part of your honors college requirements. So I generally try to reach out to everybody on a pretty regular basis. If I do not reach out to you, please reach out to me, but it is a requirement for me to look at you, see your face, interact with you at least once a semester, and make sure you're doing well, make sure you're on track for not only your honors projects, but also on track for your future goals of being in furthering your education and your career goals. Thank you.
Okay, so you've got a lot of information. You've heard about a lot of opportunities, what it is that the Honors College is trying to do for you. It's a part of our mission to help you succeed. If you know someone who's in the Honors College and they did not attend today, they did not attend online, or they did not attend in person, or if you came in late and you missed part of the presentation, or you had IT problems and you didn't hear everything, please, if you can, log in tomorrow at 7 p.m. will be virtual only so that you can hear more information. I have a couple of great honors project ideas up here just to get you inspired, and then we'll open up for questions, and from there we'll dismiss. So again, whatever you do may vary, and Dr. Hicks is going to back me up, and Dr. Schleich, if I say anything wrong, but they can vary. So make sure that you're thinking about what you want to do. We've had a student, Lovey Ashley Green, who did an e-library. She called it Miss Love's E-Library, and it was a website with multicultural books and links to celebrities reading those books, and it has been used in curriculums in Ohio. So her project had a lasting effect in the community as well, and in Illinois. Let me point that out. For readers from K through 6th grade, Jeremy Jackson, he built a robot. You may have heard about him. He got a lot of recognition on campus for something he did in his manufacturing engineering class at industry columns. Elena Brooks and Keontae Lewis, they did a great project where they worked with Story Chain to read books to children and to help dads in jail read to their children. So that was another thing that had a society effect on society and community. Camille Austin, so maybe you're musically inclined. She composed a musical work called Take the Field. I'm telling you, it's awesome. And it highlights injustices across the world. Later, she developed it into a video to go along with the music. And both of those things she got copyrighted. And if you have an opportunity, we're definitely going to do a show for that. And then Brian Nagila, he did a presentation on the Jewish religion. So again, things can vary. It can be a variety of things. Just know that whatever you do, great projects equal what you love plus meeting the objectives of the course. So be creative, make it something fun, make it something you want to be engaged in, and then you can get your instructors engaged in as well. If you haven't signed in already, please make sure you do. I'll drop the link again into the chat. Does anyone have any questions, either here or online? You guys did great. I thought this was going to take 2.5 hours, and it took less than 2. A lot of information, but you guys got it, and thank you so much. Please make sure you pick up flyer from the back, and if you have any questions, we'll be here for a few minutes. Thank you.